What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kieran, and today I'm going to be doing a tarot reading, twin flame tarot reading. So welcome to another edition of a poorly edited, poor audio video from me. So hopefully you guys can hear me. The audio is as shitty as probably northern Florida. So hopefully it doesn't bother you guys too much. And if you live in northern Florida and you find that statement offensive, what you can do is you can write a letter and you can send it to northern Florida, and then they can read it and they can go, oh, people are actually talking shit on us? Northern Florida? Wow, I didn't know that was a thing. I thought everybody loved northern Florida. But no, it actually turns out that northern Florida is actually quite shitty. So if you live there, guys, move elsewhere. Alright, why don't we get off the topic of Florida and offending people who live there and get on to a twin flame tarot reading, okay? So we're going to do divine feminine, divine masculine. We're going to take a look at the energies of both the head and the heart space and then some outcomes, okay? So hopefully this will give you guys some insight into what is going on right now with your twin flame situation. I'd also like to say that currently at this time for June, I'm going to be doing buy one get one free reading. So if you guys do purchase a reading with me, the second one is free to be redeemed, at any time, I suppose. Not too long. Don't hit me up in 2022 because I'll probably be dead. So, all right, guys, why don't we get started? I'm going to use two tarot decks. The Crow Tarot that I so often use, and the Psychic Tarot. I wish I had more tarot decks, but everything's closed, so I have what I have, I guess. Anyway, that's enough filler, I suppose. Let's get started. So, dear spirit guides and angels, please assist me with this reading. Please provide me with nothing but truth, love, and light. Okay? All right. And I'm just kidding out there. People from northern Florida. I mean, I'm not really, but you get it. All right, guys, let's get started. So let's start with the divine feminines, and we'll go through the energy for those guys right now. Okay, so this is June, so we're gonna be doing basically June kind of reading, second half of June. All right. So what is going on with the feminines energy-wise? Energy reading for the feminine. We'll start with them. We'll get a couple cards. So let's see what's going on with you guys energetically, what you're going through currently, and what you will be experiencing in June. Okay, card flew to the floor, which is my favorite place for cards to go. Okay, but it didn't flip, so I'm not going to take it. That's my rules. If it doesn't flip, I don't take it. Okay, cool. So we have the Queen of Pentacles. So your energy, feminines, right now, you guys could be very, very focused on your finances or just the earthly matters. It seems like a lot of you guys are trying to take care of what's yours, what you own, what you have, what you want to have. And the Queen of Pentacles is a very grounded energy. Speaks to those signs, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. But as an energy for where you guys are currently at, this is definitely seeming like you guys are very much trying to ground yourselves, very much trying to take care of yourselves. But the Queen of Pentacles is an independent feminine influence who isn't to suggest that she needs to always be on her own, but that she's fine on her own, right? That she has enough, okay? So even if you don't have a lot financially, the energy is speaking of being okay with what you have, being grounded, trying to ground yourself at this time and be solid in who you are, kind of just understanding yourself and empowering yourself from whatever kind of place you can be, right? Just trying to take care of your own needs right now, right? Trying to be a mother to yourself, essentially, okay? Which is very good, okay? It's very good to give yourself that kind of energy, especially in kind of weird times like this, okay? So let's move on and we'll see what other kind of energies are coming towards the feminines. But it is good to start with the Queen of Pentacles, especially as a feminine influence, okay? Now we have the Hermit card. So as you guys are keeping to yourself, a lot of you guys are understanding more things about yourself. Now, this could also speak to the separation if you and your twin aren't talking or communicating together, that kind of energy. But the Hermit card does speak about going within. So a lot of you feminines might be taking more time out of your busy schedule to think, to spend time with yourself, to understand yourself, to learn more. It could be something simple as reading, okay, picking up a new hobby because you have more time with yourself, and of course just understanding and connecting with yourself with that hermit energy, right? So you guys could be spending more time alone at this time as a feminine influence, or just doing more things on your own, or just taking some time to do things for yourself, even if it is with other people. The energy is more like you're doing it for you, not for somebody else, okay? And that fits in with that Queen of Pentacles energy about being independent. You're finally, I think, as a feminine group, as a collective, getting to this point where you're realizing that you don't need anybody to be happy. And that's that kind of energy that we got going on so far. So let's take a look at, say, the farthest future away for the month of June. Is we then have the Six of Swords. So we come out of that hermit, you guys come out of that hermit energy as moving away from negativity, as the Six of Swords, okay? And you move away from, okay, so you go within, you're becoming self-reliant, you're mothering yourself, you're taking care of your needs primarily first and other people secondary, whereas in the past it might have been different. But now that you're learning about yourself and growing as a solid individual figure, you're actually moving away from the negativity. So as June comes to a close, this collective, this feminine collective, is very much moving away from the things that have, let's say, been weighing on your mind, been taking you, that have just been like there inside of you, kind of festering, right? Little resentments, things that have been building up, and just getting into this place of positivity, moving towards calmer waters, to a place where you guys feel more confident and more clear-headed, more mentally free, okay? Which is a very positive energy to be in, and that's absolutely where you want to be headed anyway, and that's why it makes sense you're coming out of that hermit energy with the Six of Swords. You go within, you come out, and you're like, oh, I feel so much better, even though it might have been difficult or hard, I am now mentally clear, mentally free. So you're getting rid of those burdens, getting rid of those mental negative energies that have been harboring around there, right? Especially in regards to the feelings of lack, okay? Especially because we do have the Queen of Pentacles. So even if a lot of you guys have been feeling a sense of lack, getting out of that to the sense of negativity, getting out of that negativity around lack. And of course, it doesn't have to be financial. It could be emotional lack. This is a general reading, but you kind of get the idea, okay? So very good energies for you guys for the month of May. I'm going to move on here and start with the masculines, okay? So we're going to go get 3 cards for the masculines. So what is going on with the masculine energy for the month of June? Okay, so so we have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is kind of sneaky behavior. This is lying. This is deceit. This is trying to get away with things. So as an energy, the masculines are generally, it doesn't look good for me, I suppose, but generally they're trying to get out of the negative, or they're trying to get away with something. So they're in this deceptive kind of energy right now, but it seems like almost they're trying to leave that. They're trying to leave that behind, but they're in this sort of this sneaky kind of energy where there's still these sort of things going on within them that are still at the surface of their energy right now in the present, right? So again, your masculines may be trying to get away from something. It doesn't have to be anything so crazy, but as an energy, it's just kind of speaking about lying, deceptive, not really telling the whole truth, things like that. And, for whatever the reason is, they feel the need to do that, okay? So moving on, we'll see what card comes after, because maybe it gets better. Maybe there's a positive resolution. Yeah, we do have a card that fell to the ground, which is the Judgment card, okay? Now, the Judgment card is about making decisions about the past. So this is speaking to, okay, they've been in that energy, they've made those decisions, maybe they lied. Could it be about something silly? Could be about something very serious, or anywhere in between. They could have lied about, if you have those things, the karmic relationships, the things that they're doing, the parents, drugs, jobs, things like that. Even just things about themselves, what they're going through. Doesn't have to be anything so terrible. But that kind of energy, right? Leaving that to get into this energy of making a decision, putting the past behind them, essentially, deciding for themselves that what they need to go. It's kind of like they're at a crossroads, and that whatever they've done, and they need to make a decision to be in this energy where they cut things away, where they take a responsibility for their actions. Okay, and that's the kind of energy that they're getting into, which is very good. Powerful energy, transformative, but it is the right direction. Okay, and let's get a sort of final card, maybe for the end of June, energetically for these masculines. And then we have the World card. So this is them closing a chapter. Okay, they're closing a chapter. They're ending whatever page, chapter of the book that they're on, so that they can start a new cycle in their life. So their cycles are coming to an end, which is good news for the feminines. If you guys are sort of worried about them or wondering if they're going to make those right decisions, take those right steps, do those things in their best interest, in your best interest. And then also it's very good news for the masculines as well, because it means that there's an element of destiny, there's an element of soul progression, there's an element of closing the things that need to be closed so that they can start a new cycle within their life. And that's rapidly approaching in these summer months, regardless of the things that have been going on in the world. And in fact, I would imagine and argue that if not for the situation in the world, many masculines, including many people, wouldn't be doing the work, wouldn't be faced with the things that they have been faced with in order to progress in their soul evolution at an even faster rate than has already been occurring. Though I know many masculines don't seem to do the work. If I consider myself a masculine, which I suppose I must be, if my twin is my feminine, then I do go through my progression quite quickly. But that being said, I know others haven't necessarily been doing that. But hopefully it resonates, okay? For your masculine, I mean. Okay, guys, so let's move that energy away, and let's try and get into some head and heart space for you guys, okay? So I want to take a look, and we'll start with the feminines. Okay, so what is going on with you guys in the head space? How are you guys thinking about your masculines at this time? How are the feminines thinking about their masculines? Okay, we have the Magician, so guys wanting them to step up, but I think a lot of you guys are seeing them as manifestors, okay? Trying to start something, seeing them as a magician, trying to create the life of what they want, okay? So regardless of where you're at with your twin, many of you feel or think about your masculines at this time as somebody who has the opportunity or the power to get what they want. And you wish and would hope that they do, that they take advantage of that energy and push forward in obtaining their desires and getting what it is that they need and owning it and manifesting it, right? So you're thinking about them in that energy, which is good. It's a positive energy to be in. I'm sure many of you wish that they would hurry up and assume that responsibility and that role as the magician, right? Okay, we do have the Moon card, so yes, you are wishing that they would do this. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But the Moon card says there's still doubts and there's still fears, trust issues, things like that, not being able to see the full picture of your masculine and still a little bit in the dark. So you're having to rely on your intuition heavily at this time because some things don't really make sense. You wonder how much you know, how much you don't know, where you're going, your own path. And so you have this sort of energy of a little bit of fear, a little bit of doubt, a little bit of insecurities kind of at the surface right now in regards to your masculine. So that might explain what you might be feeling at this time, especially when you're in that hermit energy, because you would like to get away from that. Right? Get away from that energy. Even as I'm saying that, I'm seeing on the clock it says 222, right? Angel number there. So about balance and stuff like that. So we have this energy in you guys, for the feminines, trying to go within, find some answers, some solidarity to get away from these thoughts, right? This kind of fear, this doubt. And then as you guys are thinking about the masculines, we have this 10 of Wands, so the responsibilities, the burdens that not only you feel, but you're feeling, you're thinking about that towards them. So there's a lot of thoughts in your mind, a lot of things weighing the feminine down here, because when it comes to thinking about your masculine, you're viewing them and you're viewing that situation as a lot of work, a lot of hard work, a lot of burdens. And of course, you may even be seeing your masculine in this way as pure, sort of as someone who takes on a lot of responsibilities and has a lot of stuff to do, and even a lot of work, a lot of hard work. And even to extend away from that, some of you may even feel that that they have so much work to do. You might even be like, oh my God, is it ever going to happen? Because, you know, they have all of these sticks they're trying to carry. Like, how long do I have to wait, right? And of course, the answer to that is never. Don't ever wait for anybody. But you do have this 10 of Wands energy in the way that you think about them. So there is this responsibility and this burden going on within your mind right now about the future, okay? But we can get into the heart space for the feminines. We'll see what you guys are feeling towards them, okay? So how are you feeling towards your masculines at this time? We have the Chariot. So this is a possible new direction of feelings, not necessarily away from them, but a new understanding of your feelings towards them, charging into a new direction, and above the negativity, above the storm, above the cloud. So it is moving away from that, all that negative energy and stuff, which you had with the Six of Swords. And so you guys are traveling with these feelings in a very fast-paced way. So again, having a lot of momentum behind your feelings at this time for your masculine. Seems like they're heading in this new direction with a new perception, if enough time has passed, that you guys understand things a little bit differently. I believe the Two of Cups fell onto the ground. It did. Upside down. Oops. Two of Cups. Okay, so this is that loving partnership, the fulfillment of a relationship, the fulfillment of love. You guys do feel that connection, that soulmate bond, that strong spiritual connection. You guys feel that intensely right now at this time, okay? Which is very good, because that's where your feelings have headed in this new direction. And they're heading towards this powerful place of love, this powerful place of intimacy. Okay? And so there is that spiritual connection. There is that strong, strong bond. And you have the Eight of Pentacles, which is a required discipline and hard work, okay? So this is that element of feelings. It's that these feelings have persisted over a long period of time, and they've been a lot of work for you guys to remain connected. You guys are still connected despite all the crap or the things that you may have been through, the whatever you guys have experienced, right? I don't know your personal situations, but regardless of how bad or good you've perceived it to be, it's no doubt it's been a burden to some degree. No doubt it's been challenging at times. No doubt that sometimes you feel like giving up, right? I think everybody does at some point in their life. So to have that Eight of Pentacles is saying that it's that consistency of feelings that still exist within you that you can't turn off, that you can't ignore. The spiritual connection is still there. And so right now you guys are feeling towards them that hard work and that love. And of course you guys could even think very fondly of them right now in the sense that they're working hard. Again, I mentioned that a little bit earlier with that Ten of Wands, right? They have a lot of responsibilities. So you guys could be very proud of them, very honored to watch them work to hone their craft, okay? And that's a very positive energy you have in your heart space right now, okay? So let's move on to the masculine, the way that they're thinking about you, okay? So how are the masculines thinking about their feminines at this time? Jesus Christ, so many cards just fell. Oh my God, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's a lot. I'm not picking them up. Okay, so I'm going to leave them there for 6 days. Three of Wands, which I just bent. It's bent now. Three of Wands is action and adventure, okay? One of the cards that fell is actually the Two of Wands. I'm going to pick that up. But the Three of Wands inside of their mental space is saying that they have some action and adventure. We have the Two of Wands as well coming out at the same time. I'm just going to put them in order right here. But the Two and Three of Wands is suggestive of very much action and adventure. So the way that they're thinking about you is partnership. They're thinking about like a true partnership. So you don't have the Cups cards here, but you do have these action cards, and they're lower action, lower Wands cards. But with the 2 and 3 of Wands, it's a heavy indication that they're thinking about you in this way of a partnership, like a legitimate partnership, trying to do things with you, create things with you, plan, travel. They're thinking about you in the future, and thinking about you in the future, what they would like to do in the future. Not a lot of action right now because maybe they're limited in the things that they can do for you, either financially, emotionally, or even spiritually, of course. But they are planning for a future with you. Okay, and that's what the 2 and 3 of Wands is heavily saying. Okay, it's that element of, planning, but yeah, the 3 of Wands is like, okay, you might have to wait a little bit, right? But that is that promise of something, because you can see that there's the Star card up top there, which is that hope and faith, right? So they're trying to work towards that. They are planning on that happening. And then we have the Ace of Swords, great card to get in their mental energy. This is perceptions and new ways of thinking, okay? So they're having epiphanies and clarity coming in, especially towards the end of the month. But the way that they're thinking about their feminines now is in a new light. They are now getting into this process of understanding who you are at an intellectual level, having the realizations of some of the things, the way that they processed and understood love throughout their life, okay? And so they're getting to this place where they do understand that you, as the feminine, are actually a trustworthy and loving, caring, compassionate individual, in which they're not used to, okay? Myself and many people, woman and man, that I've ever met throughout my life, a lot of people do not trust that somebody else could love them and is reliable, okay? And so it's a very, it can be a very kind of scary energy that many people have to live through because of their own insecurities and past issues, right? But because of that Ace of Swords, it seems like they're getting out of that and thinking and understanding clearly who their feminine is, and they don't have to worry about some of the things that they've been holding on to, which is ultimately just a reflection of themselves rather than the feminine themselves, okay? So why don't we now take a look at the heart space for the masculines? See how they're feeling about you guys at this time. Okay, we have the King of Wands. King of Wands, entrepreneurial, creative energy, a lot of passion, a lot of fire, right? Very into you, very passionate, feeling very connected to you in a very kind of the sacral chakra way. So yeah, a little bit of sex, of course, but lots of passion with creativity, just like with that 2 of Wands, right? So inside of their heart space, they feel a lot of passion for you right now, thinking about you in, let's say, amorous ways, and also, of course, again, fitting into that narrative of wanting to co-create with you, okay? Wanting to bring something to you, okay? King of Wands is that worldly man who's been experienced because of his travels and because of his experiences, and so that's that energy of just like the very strong kind of feeling towards you guys right now, where there's just a lot of fiery energy. Okay, we have the Sun card, so you guys remind them of childlike feelings, okay? Feeling free and young again. White horse representing purity, innocence, cocaine, all of these things that make you feel good. So definitely bringing in this heavy energy of just childlike innocence. I should say light energy, I suppose, but I mean heavy in the sense that it's very important to them. It's a profound energy of freedom and lightness and youth, okay? So they're feeling that childlike connection where their inner child is connecting with your inner child, right? That just pure vibrational love without the ego and the opinions and the personality to really get in the way, okay? And finally, we have the Queen of Cups. So you have the 2 court cards, right? You have the King of Wands, the passionate, creative artist who's trying to make his way in the world and trying to push forward with this idea of success in his mind. And you have the Queen of Cups, the woman who is receptive to love, compassionate, intuitive, and very full of her emotions, right? Very sensitive, but has a lot of emotions to give. So just like I was saying, it touches upon that idea that the masculines are understanding who it is that the feminines are at a deep level. And of course, they're getting to the realization underneath the Ace of Swords that you guys are trustworthy and compassionate, and that they have a strong emotional connection with you that's also deeply spiritual, okay? And that's a beautiful feeling to get. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull from the other deck. I'm just going to get an outcome to see what's going to be the energy of that of the twin flame couple for the month of June. Okay, so bear with me as I transition decks, and you guys can watch and be bored and probably skip ahead to like a minute and a half from now, and just pick up from there. All right, let me just shuffle these real quick, and we will get started. Okay, how much time? Doing all right on time? A little bit past what I wanted it to be, but that's all right. That's all right. All right, so let's take an outcome. So, outcome with these cards. Outcome for this divine couple for the month of June. So we have new beginnings, okay? This is very in line with the Fool card, the 0 card start of the deck. This is that energy of anything can happen. New possibilities, fresh new energy. The old wounds are erased and forgotten. You, the feminines, we had that 6 of Swords, remember? The masculines had that Judgment card. They've made the decisions. You guys have moved on. Boom, new beginnings, okay? You guys are ready to traverse this new path together. This new chapter is beginning. Anything is possible. Anything can happen. Open attitudes on both parties, okay? Let's see what else I can get. We do have the mental conflict card. So this is talking about new beginnings. You have this element of wondering, anxiety. It's kind of like the 2 of Swords, not seeing things incredibly clearly in your life, okay? So what this is telling me, of course, is as an outcome, you guys have this fresh new start, this new beginnings. You guys are wanting this, right? But in order for this to be successful, there's still going to be this mental conflict between you two. And this is where the personality comes in. You have this fresh new beginning, and this is now an opportunity to do something with this mental conflict that you guys have been sharing, right? We have the movement, choices, and decisions card. Okay, this is just like that 2 of Wands. So this is, again, the mental conflict about what to be doing, where to go, how to proceed as a couple. Okay, because you have this new beginning for both of you. You have this new fresh energy, but there's this mental conflict about how to proceed, what to do with that, and this conflict between the 2 of you, because you might have differing opinions or ideas about how to come together and about how to make this relationship work, okay? Trying to use the logic to determine a spiritual connection, which isn't a good way of doing things anymore. Problem with the mind is that it only uses the information it has. It doesn't learn anything new, but by listening to your soul, by your intuition, you gain the information that your mind cannot produce. And then we have the Destiny card. This is that Wheel of Fortune. This is that turn of events. And that's exactly what I was saying. Logic is not going to solve your spiritual problems. It's not going to make you happy. There is no amount of intelligence your brain can produce to give you the answers, the deep, deep, profound truth of answers that you need. Your mind is not going to give that to you. Logic works with what it has. Soul works with what it's experienced. Okay? And it's experienced a lot. More than you know, more than you're capable of knowing. And that's what that Destiny card is saying. It's saying, no matter what you guys think, how to proceed, Destiny card comes in here to say, hey, I know that you guys are worried about the future. You have this new beginning. There is this fresh new start. But don't worry too much about where you'll end up, where you're going to be, where you're going to move, what kind of job you're going to have, etc., etc., etc. Destiny is coming in here to say that this universe, the turn of event, luck, fate, is actually going to be taking care of a lot of these details. So you guys just trust in that process, because this relationship is headed towards that destiny, that future together. Okay, so whether or not you're in a partnership or not, try not to worry too much about the details of that mental conflict and those movement choices and decisions. Those are actually going to take care of themselves. Don't worry about it until you need to cross that bridge. Okay? So, hopefully, guys, this reading resonated with you guys. Again, doing it buy one, get one free. So, links are going to be in the description and all that other good stuff, if that's what you're interested in. And hopefully, I hope that you guys are resonate with this information. And I appreciate all you guys, and I will talk to you sooner than later. All right, guys.